The submersible that is lost at sea has officially ran out of oxygen and it's doomed. We know that the fate of the people who are on board, the 5 individuals, God bless them, rest in peace. But we know the fate of them. Some of you guys are not gonna like what I have to say, but let's get into it. Let's have a conversation. Before we do, please remember to like and subscribe. You guys continue to love on me. I'm enjoying getting to know you. I'm going to keep emphasizing that because I appreciate each and every one of you who are here subscribing and viewing my videos. Okay, you guys, so let's get started. So you have had to literally been living under a rock to not know about what is going on with the Titan submersible that is now lost at sea. We're not sure where it's at, but we believe it is on the seafloor. 13,000 feet down below, and it's off of the coast, I believe, of Canada, in between Canada and the United States. So the backstory of this submersible, this Titan submersible, which is not a submarine, a submersible, from what I understand, cannot come back up to get air or anything on its own. I believe it needs like a mothership to do that, and so it can't move around in the same capacity that a submarine can. In addition to it being, so much smaller than a submarine, the inside's about the size of a minivan, and the inside of it, they don't have a bathroom. It's not very comfortable. So the 5 of them that are in there now are kind of cramped up in this little space with a small window to see, whatever they're going to see under the ocean. So this submersible, which is called the Titan, goes on tours at the $250,000 a pop, you guys, in order to go down and see the Titanic wreckage. For whatever reason people are paying to see that, I don't know. But this particular one has a Pakistani billionaire and his son. It has the owner of the company that runs the Titan, and then 2 other individuals. So 5 people are down there. Now, the submersible, it started the voyage on Father's Day, June 8th, at I believe around 7 in the morning. And it's really only supposed to be underwater for 24 hours, you guys. So it takes about 2.5, 3 hours to get down there. And 13,000 feet is about equivalent to 2.5 miles. So it takes about 3 hours to get down there. They're supposed to, see whatever they want to see. I don't know why, because we all know the story of the Titanic. So why they felt they need to see this in person, I don't know. They go down there, they see what they need to see, and then they come back up, So all of this is supposed to take place in under 24 hours, and they're supposed to come back up safely. Now, the submersible has a stored 96 hours of emergency oxygen just in case something happens, which is equivalent to 4 days. So with that being said, again, the voyage started June 18th, which was Sunday. That emergency oxygen supply ran out this morning, which is the 4th day, which today's June the 22nd, around 7 in the morning. So as we know it, they have no more oxygen supply. Now, this is what I want to say to you guys. I don't understand the obsession with thrill traveling, thrill seeking, and maybe it's not for me to understand because I'm not a thrill seeker. I'm very scary. The most thrilling thing I'm going to do is fly, and I've had to overcome my challenges with that. But like, I'm not bungee jumping. I'm not skydiving. I'm not parachuting. I'm not doing any of that stuff because to me, I know how delicate life is, and I don't want to add to that in any capacity. That you literally leaving your house and coming home every day is a miracle. You can hurt yourself, bump your head, getting out of the shower, getting out of your bed. Car accidents are a dime a dozen. You have to take so many precautions in everyday life. I'm not going to add to that by doing things like this. Let me just say this. We all are devastated. It's very, very sad. Last night I was watching CNN coverage, and I had to stop because when I was watching, they were talking about the process of your life expiring by losing oxygen. And it was devastating just watching that, knowing that that is what, the time is ticking. Every minute that goes by, these people in their minds, they're losing oxygen. They literally broke down the process of expiring in that manner, what your body goes through, like the delusions and the loss of sight, all of that. So I had to like turn the TV off and I don't really like this, because the world is kind of watching the demise of these people. We're literally watching and like kind of watching the clock, and knowing that this is happening to these 5 people, it's really sad. So with that being said, it's a tragedy. I've said a prayer for these people. I'm sad for their families and everything. But there has to come a point where people have to take responsibility for their actions, and we have got to stop putting unnecessary burdens and risks on our life when we don't have to. Now, this Titan submersive, there has had complaints. They had previous employees that have come out and been fired and quit because they spoke about the dangers and how this Titan submersive, this particular one we're talking about, is not safe. The safety measures haven't been put in place, safety precautions. Pretty much every time it takes a voyage, there's something dangerous that happens. Also, the creator of The Simpsons, the TV show The Simpsons, he did an interview where he talked about this same Titan. He was on it this time last year. And he said that he was terrified and scared because they got stuck down there as well. Obviously, their situation, they were able to maneuver. And I think he was saying that they got, the Titan got stuck on something down there, and they were able to kind of maneuver somehow, and they were able to come up. But he did say they got stuck. So in addition to that, he said that when he filled out this disclosure, he said on the first page, it said like 3 times, you might die. So he knew going into this. He said that, like, before he went down, he was like, dang, this might be the end. And in addition, like there have been several people who have come out and said that there have been so many issues with this particular submersive. It should not have even been in business. So I would hope that before these people took on this voyage to go down there, that they did their research and they knew, okay, like, this could be the big one. So my question is like, did they do research and they just didn't care? And I want to know, at what point do you have to take responsibility? And then, but is the expectation that you just do any type of frivolous, dangerous act to put people at risk, your life at risk, and then people are going to come to your rescue? And the reason why I say that is, now we are exhausting resources in the Navy. Various countries have come to provide their services. They have France, I believe, has donated a robot with the ability to dive down to 20,000 feet to try to find this submersive to see where it's at. We have people exhausting resources, people putting their lives at risk because you wanted to do something thrilling. At what point do we say, okay, enough is enough? We're not going to do this anymore. And I'm not okay with that. Again, I am by no means trying to be callous and say, whatever, they deserve this. I am not saying that, but what I am, because I feel terrible for these 5 people. I could only imagine what they have been going through these last few days, in addition to their family watching this on the news. And then people are like cracking jokes. There's memes all over the place. This is not funny. There's nothing funny about this. It's very sad. And we need to talk about this. Thrill-seeking travel, we gotta end it. In addition to that, I was having conversations with some people on Instagram yesterday about Mount Everest. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but like that, it's along the same lines of like, we've all seen the documentaries and the movies on Mount Everest. We know the dangers involved. There are hundreds of bodies still up there because it's so unsafe to even save people that the bodies are still up there, frozen, preserved. And even on climbing Mount Everest, you have to pass these bodies. People fall up there. People get sick up there. It's like, knowing all of that, you're still gonna go. So I don't understand. So I would love people who love to do this whole thrill-seeking thing. Please come into the comments and explain it to me, because life is so precious. Water is so delicate and dangerous. The most, dangerous thing I've ever done in water is jet ski. And I fell off the jet ski. And that was scary. And I just know the power of like water, and people drown. And, to me, we know now, and I didn't know this, but we have seen a lot of research has since come out in these last few days where whales, giant squid, they can't even safely go past 6,000 or 7,000 feet. Like, they don't even go past 6,000 or 7,000 feet down in the ocean, right? They say after you go through 7,000 feet, it's completely pitch dark down there. So if we have like wildlife, mammals, sea animals that don't even go down past 7,000 feet, why would we think that it's safe for humans to go down there? I don't understand it. And this is a sidebar, but like when they said what the mission and all of this and what was going on with the missing submissive and why they were going down there, I knew it was nobody black. I don't want to make this a racy, but I'm just saying, like, black people, we don't do stuff like that. We don't do stuff like that. Again, I'm not saying we don't take risks, but like as soon as I heard the story, I was like, oh, this is not about, this is not us. That's another conversation for another day. My point in saying all of this is, when are we going to do better with taking life serious? I was just upset. I'm upset at the fact that this billionaire took his son. You took it 18, I believe the young man is 18 or 19. You took him with you. Why? Why did you take this young man with you? Why did you do that? Your children are gonna follow behind you. He probably looks at his dad as a hero. You put your life at risk and your son. And I don't know the situation if the mother is still around, but imagine your husband and your son watching this on the news. Like, imagine this, knowing that this was unnecessary. This just did not have to happen. And so I just feel like we've got to do better with taking life serious. Again, we have so many everyday dangers. You can get bit by a daggone bug and your hand fall off. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm being comedic right now, but in all seriousness, like, there are so many little dangers in everyday life that we have to dodge, and being safe driving, everything. And so why add additional risks because you wanted to see the Titanic for 5 minutes? For what? Like, go watch the movie. There's so many documentaries on Discovery. Like, the list goes on and on. And I will say, I appreciate people who are marine biologists, etc., who put their lives at risk or take on certain amounts of danger so that we know more about nature and more about animals and more about the sea. But there has to be a boundary, right? Like, there has to be a limit to what we will expose ourselves to. It's just not worth it. There's no reason, no rhyme or reason why we should be going down to see the bottom of the sea 14,000 feet down. Like, it's just no reason to do that, and I hope the government shuts down every single type of submersive company that does this type of stuff so that we can avoid tragedies like this. Sidebar, we don't need to be going to space either. I'm sorry. I'm fine on Earth. We know enough that we need to know. Like, we don't need to see what's going on the moon and Mars and stuff like that. That stuff isn't safe either. So, in closing, I just wanted to have a dialogue about this and just to get you guys' wheels turning on just being safer. God bless this family, the families of the people who are on board. I can only imagine what you guys are going through mentally. Let's all stay safe and let's just be better about not taking unnecessary risks, because now you have other people risking their lives and their livelihood to search for you when you could have just stayed at the house, okay? All right, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Again, please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.